get this. If you read that, what is it, properly, which I'm doing and tying it in with other things, right, and laws and different things that I know and I'm working with and everything else, it states that obviously it's treason, it's da-da-da-da-da. The ruling given to King Edward III in 1366, in which he was told that King John's actions in surrendering to the Pope and ruling England as a vassal king to Rome was illegal because England did not belong to John. He held it only in trust for those who followed him and by the law of kingship.
Right, brilliant.
Get that motherfucker, right? He must pass it on to his successor in the state in which he received it. In any case, the money that is owed to the Pope and demanding blah, 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 pay tribute and all this was not owed. No vassal king to the Pope, nor was the money legitimately owed. There you go, fuck off. Right. It says here now, the Constitution confirms treaty-making powers only on the sovereign. The sovereign cannot transfer these powers to a foreign power, nor even to its own parliament, because they are mere servants of the monarch sovereignty. It cannot be given away as to reside with the people who entrust it to the monarch for her lifetime, and the monarch is obliged by law to pass that sovereignty on to his successor as it was received.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Right, so now, right, Parliament cannot be sovereignty. The king is not sovereign.
Yep.
Because he's not the monarch anymore.
Yeah, well, he was a servant to the people anyway.
Yes, but that's what it states. That the monarch held the power, the monarch was there, and he held sovereignty of the people, and he allowed Parliament, and he gave Parliament authority, nothing else. The English people instructed the king, and that's how he held the sovereignty on to an assessor at his time. Our courts and laws would sacrifice some degree of independence and become subordinate in certain aspects to EU court, European courts and justice. It is, I don't even know what this means. I'm going to Google it in a minute. Premulating to allow any case to be taken to a foreign court not under the control of the sovereign. The European Courts of Justice or the European Court of Human Rights are foreign courts, not under the control of our sovereign. That's us. Is a crime, aka to treason.
Brilliant.
Right? So literally, you put this in what it is, and it's our sovereignty. And I've now claimed it in here because the king only holds our sovereignty. Parliament does not. No authority can be delegated to Parliament. None. They are mere servants of the monarch and of the people. And since 1688, who took over sovereignty?
Well, the Bill of Rights, the people?
Correct. So the king no longer holds sovereignty over Parliament. We do.
Huh. Brilliant. Brilliant. And do you mind repeating again just what you told me this morning about what Nigel Farage needs to do and the knowledge that he needs to spout in Parliament?
Basically, it's breaching constitutional law. Parliament is not sovereign. The people are sovereign. And therefore, without the vote, that is Parliament in treason.
Okay. And so he needs to state... so what was it you said about how Keir Starmer can't cancel the local elections without being in treason.
He can't. He can't because the people have the right to vote. It is our duty as sovereign. If we don't like the people that are in there, they are merely servants of the people. They do not dictate to the people. It's a breach of the maxim of law, the constitutional right of the people, and it's a constitutional maxim. All servants must obey the master within the law.
Yep.
No legal fiction has. All legal fictions are bound by legislation and statutory duty. Man is not. We are outside of that duty, and therefore they answer to us. And they are running only from my delegated power. All action statutes are void from 73.
Okay, and is there a part in is there anything specific like in the Bill of Rights or the Magna Carta that I need to look at where
Mate, listen, dude, once you start opening that can of worms, you can look, it's there in your face. It's a Declaration of Rights.
Yeah.
Because it's in governance over Parliament.
And is there a specific law or case law that we can quote and give to Nigel that he can spout off in Parliament in front of the Speaker and Keir Starmer?
Dissolving of the 1707 Parliamentary Act.
And what does he need to do once he's stated that?
Demand that now Parliament is dissolved.
Right, brilliant. And then what if
they
just
are
ignore
working
him?
under foreign power with no jurisdiction and no sovereign authority.
Okay, and once he's stated that, if they just laugh at him, for example, what's his next move?
Yeah. His next move is, well, for the people at home, the sovereign citizens that we have their delegated power from, you must now state that you are running this country under UK statutory and EU legislation, and that you have removed all common law, constitutional rights, Bill of Rights, Declaration of Rights away from the people. Is this not so, Prime Minister?
Right, brilliant. Brilliant.
But I'd be very careful with fucking what's his name, because the first thing I'd do if I were you is I would ring your mate Andrew.
Bridging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because Andrew stated that what's his name? The guy you're on about?
Farage.
Farage is dirtier than most.
Yeah, but
And he's got the goods on Farage. He's going to release them soon.
what's the point in that? Like, we're trying to get these. What's the point in that? We're trying to get these. We're trying to get Labour and Conservatives and Lib Dems, all the fucking legacy parliamentarians. We need to get them out.
Yep.
Well, how are we going to get them out if he's releasing negative information on Farage?
Well,
I mean,
there's more than in with it, apparently. There's more than in with it, apparently. And this is what they're doing. This is the great distraction.
Well, yeah, I mean, we still need to fight them at their own game, mate. We need to get in there. You know?
You can't. The fact is that the thing we can do now is instruct Parliament that they will no longer be receiving taxes. They will no longer be doing anything. as all sovereign power is now transferred to the sovereign citizen Parliament of England, not the UK. That fucks them straight away. Because they're running under corporate law.
What, Admiral Maritime Law, yeah?
No, they're all run. What did that thing show you yesterday? They are overriding constitutional common law
yeah.
by UK statutes. UK statutes is not a thing. It's not even a fucking. It's a jurisdiction, but it's nothing to do with man. It's a legal fiction.
Yeah.
Maxim of law, legal fiction is fraud.
Yeah.
Fiction is fiction is fiction is fiction. Say it 4 times. Fraud is fraud is fraud is fraud. 4 times. Am I dominate? So I'm into add into Tom or something. It's and anything that is repugnant to the Constitution, Bill of Rights, or the Declaration of Rights is void. Or null and void.
Yeah.
AB, and it's interim. And the fact is now they believe that we're under contract to them because they've changed the voting rules. We no longer vote. We no longer vote. We sign our sovereignty and a power of attorney away.
Right.
So when did we do that?
Yeah, never.
That's not knowingly, willingly, voluntary, fucking anything. All contracts must be voluntary. That's not voluntary. It's in fraud.
There's actually something here in the Bill of Rights about violating elections. By violating the freedom of election of members to serve in Parliament.
Yeah, but that's what they're doing. By violating the members' rights as to the new members that will be voted in.
Right. Yeah, I'll have to find all that.
There's loads of it, mate.
Right to petitions, freedom of election. That election of members of Parliament ought to be free. Freedom of speech, the freedom of speech and debate of proceedings in Parliament, or not to be impeached or questioned in any court or place out of Parliament.
So all these fuckers that have got arrested and jailed for breach of freedom of speech and saying naughty, hurtful words on what is it, are illegal. Any judge that's put them into court, into jail, is now in the act of treason.
Yeah. Bastards.
And he's in that word I can't say, which is basically treason, and he's in misconduct in public office, in the act of uttering.
Yep.
And this is what I'm saying to you, mate. This is what they've done. And it's all in evidence as to Lord Kilmuir's letter.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
There's 3 types of treason: sedition. Parliament knowingly, willingly entered into sedition against the people. And have been doing it ever since.
Wow. Wow.
By stating that statutes are law. They're not. By employing police officers rather than constitutional enforceable officers.
Yeah.
There is no more law. No more consumptive protection. Nothing. They've
Incredible.
removed them all. You what, mate?
Incredible.
They've removed them all in sedition and treason to bring in money, well, to bring in lies and deception and put us all under a foreign state, a foreign corporation, and access our trusts at will for any infraction of a rule, which are illegal.
Right, I need to learn all this and get it all down so I can learn it and get it to Nigel somehow.
I'd be very careful, mate. I would have a word with Bridges before you do that. Because I'm telling you now, Farage, I'm on the fence with.
Yeah, but you're not on the fence with the Conservatives or Labour or Lib Dems.
Mate, yeah, he is. Because from what I've heard, it's all show. Look at how they exposed him. When fucking what's his name went up to him after he'd just battered him with stuff. And they're all laughing and giggling.
What was this?
A couple of months ago, mate. It was put on TikTok about 90 fucking times. I was sick of seeing it.
Oh, right. Did you send that to me?
I think so.
Right.
And that was Nigel Farage had just give him an absolute kicking in Parliament.
All right. Well, isn't that a good thing?
No, because of the aftermath. And they went, oh, yeah. He don't like him. He don't do this. Here you go. Look at him. Talking, shaking hands, giggling about it. What's going off here then? Once you're in Parliament, you're under a separate oath.
Yeah.
Right? To Parliament, no longer to the people.
Well, again, that's repugnant.
Yep. And then they can lie. What they're saying is, and how they hide it is.
Well, that's the Chatham House rules.
Yep. But how they're hiding it is the fact that they're saying it's parliamentary privilege, so we can talk openly in debate and not get sued. It's a lie.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Complete and utter lie. It is so they can hide the truth.
All right. Well, so what's going to get you off the fence about him, if anything?
Probably a meeting and see what we're going to do, and sort of how he's going to come at this, because obviously he's under parliamentary rules, so is the Speaker of the House, and it's down to the Speaker of the House to dissolve Parliament. The Speaker of the House, if he's ordered to dissolve Parliament, he has to dissolve Parliament.
Ordered by who?
That's my angle to get at it.
Ordered by who?
Us.
Or how do we get in there to order him?
You send it. End of. Once he gets enough pressure mounted on him, he has to surrender. He has to surrender authority. He has to, mate. There's no if, buts, or what fos. Right? Because that's his job. He's the one that surrenders Parliament, not the Prime Minister. This is why he is in trouble for pulling off that petition, because it's only him that can order it. And this is why Blair, he were laughing, fucking numbnuts, When he was saying, no, Parliament don't work like that. You don't tell us what to do. I fucking think we do, bastard.
Oh, who said that? Was that Lindsay Hoyle or Keir Starmer?
No, fucking Starmer.
Oof.
Parliament doesn't work like that because they think that they're still under the sovereignty of the king. They're not. They're under the sovereign power of the people.
No.
Because the king had to relinquish sovereignty.
To the
End
people.
of. To the people. Bill of Rights, Declaration. That's what ties us to them. Right, supremacy, 1959, of the Declaration of Bill of Rights, 1688, and the Treason Felony Act, 1848.
Treason Felony Act.
Yep.
Let's have a look.
That's what they're in. That's what Lord Kilmuir, he fucking spent years looking at this, mate. We're literally catching up from one of the greatest fucking minds in law that ever existed.
Right.
And this is why he did it in open communication. And he will have got an absolute royal fucking over that because it now states the king is not who he is, the queen cannot be who she is. And there you go.
Right, and have you got this open communication?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Oh, can you
Send
send it to me?
I've sent you it. I gave you it the other night, mate. I'm looking at it on your fucking website, on your thing.
Just there's a lot of stuff.
I'll resend you it. Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
mate,
Let me just. I'll resend you it.
All right, nice. Yeah, just forward it. If you're looking at it, just forward it.
Yeah, I'll lose my fucking place for you. Right, how do I share it? Share.
There's an arrow. Just click
I
forward.
know. Instead, I've got it. Not that fucking thick. I'm just doing it now. There you go. Lord Kilmuir letter is damning. Illegal. Edward Heath.
Oh, this one. Yeah. So the United News
Yeah,
Network.
if you go down on it, mate.
Yeah.
Right, it actually states it halfway down. It is clear that if
got it.
we do not have an agreement with the EUC suffering loss of sovereignty, there you go, bang. King whatever he was.
Yeah, brilliant.
King Edward III.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you go down just a bit more,
Yeah.
it is PRAE. It's in bold.
Premier.
Yeah, to allow any case to be taken to a foreign court. And then look what it says at the bottom. Probably is a crime, aka akin to treason.
Right. I'll have to read that. Yeah. Treason.
Right, it is to allow any laws of regulation not made by the sovereign in Parliament to take effect as law in England. That's what they've done. So now all the laws are what? Statutory. They're European.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're running under.
Whoa.
What does EU run under? Look, Google it, mate. Stands under legislative and secondary legislative law. We don't have legislating law. It's legislation. The maxims in law are clear. No legislation can be above the man. They're only for the persons.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's awesome, mate.
Right? No such power exists for Parliament to do this. This would be an act of treason under the Treason Act 1315, Treason Act as to Premier under the 1351, and 1392 Act of Premier, an act of treason under the Supreme 1599 Act of Supremacy and the Bill of Rights, Declaration of Rights, the fucking felony treason. There's fucking 10 treason acts.
Wow.
Never mind the fraud, never mind the deception, never mind the fact that they've no fucking authority. There is no constitutional accepted method of doing this because it would be tantamount to a total of whatever of their duty to govern us according to our laws and customs. And it would be an act of treason, 1315, blah, 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 blah. And he's just put all the big ones in, never mind all the little ones. Regarding treaties making powers. It fucking goes on. It is the most damning fucking letter. And they're all in on it, mate.
Right, wow.
By staying in the EU is treason. By removing our sovereignty is treason. Now, them claiming that they are a court as well as a statutory body. Two jurisdictions. You can't have two jurisdictions in the same fucking state. You can't have two states in the same jurisdiction. Fuck off. They're not in two. They're in fucking four. Equity law, statutory law, EU law, common law. When they've got no sovereignty power. None. Surrender of sovereignty involves in our SESSION of the powers to some other body to confer a sovereign status treaty making power of the international organization is the first step on the road, which leads by way of confederation to a fully federal state. I do not suggest that's what is involved would necessarily carry us very far in this direction, but it would be a significant step for one, which there is no precedent in our case. Moreover, a further surrender of sovereignty of Parliament supremacy would necessarily be involved, as you would know, treaty-making powers or is vested in the Crown. Parliament sanctions is required for any treaty which involves, and this is where you've got the Queen now, a change in the law or of taxation. To take two examples, we cannot ratify such a treaty unless Parliament consents. But if binding treaties are to enter into on our behalf, Parliament must surrender its function to either resign itself to becoming a rubber stamp or give the community, in effect, the power to amend our domestic laws. This is a complete surrender of our sovereignty. It is clear act of treason under 35, blah, 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 blah. Here we go again. All the same fucking thing. Independence of our court. There is no prediction. It just, mate, honestly, what a fucking report this is.
Brilliant. I'll go through that tonight.
Right? There is no consent and no fucking way that Parliament can do any of what it's done. But it's done it under the cover of darkness. And in the full willful knowledge they've committed fucking 6 different fucking treasons.
Well, right. I need to make a video on this. Yeah.
Well, this is unfortunately what you know. We'll have to do another one on it. We'll have to do part 3.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. No, mate. Right.
And we'll just read it through a little bit slower.
It's been awesome, mate.
Because we can now install our own monarch and king. Because he now claims only the title of king. And he can only claim that until, if we get everybody to sign sovereignty over to a new monarch, but we want him authority, they're fucking screwed. And that's what he said here, in law. It's to your rightful successor. And it can only be rightful if you've got the sovereign authority of the people. End of. As to the Bill of Rights, mate. And the Declaration of Rights.
Incredible.
And that's why the 1666 bullshit of the trust He's done him how it's done. Because vessels of the Pope, that's what we are.
Unbelievable.
We are, and it states it there. No vessel king to the Pope, nor was money legitimately owed. England as a vessel king to Rome was illegal because England did not belong to John. It is held only in trust for those to follow him by the law of kingship. He must pass it on to his successors in the state in which he received it. In any case, the money was not, oh, blah, 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 they're going to fucking whatever. But there you go. Right? Adherence to the Treaty of Rome would, in my opinion, affect our sovereignty in three ways. Parliament would be required to surrender some of its functions to an organ of the community. The crown would be called on to transfer part of the treaty-making powers to those organs of the community. The English Constitution conferred treaty makes powers only on the sovereign. The sovereign cannot transfer these powers to a foreign power, nor even to our own parliament, because they are merely servants. So Parliament does not have sovereignty. Can't have it. The monarch no longer has sovereignty because he's no longer the monarch. They're running under EU law and UK statutory fucking bullshit law. And they're caught with the hands in the till. They cannot argue it anymore.
Jeepers, mate. Jeepers.
Bang. So we now appoint a new monarch, and there's fuck all they can do.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's quite a lot they can do because they own they own the police and the
No,
army
they
and
don't.
the
That's
military.
the point. No, they don't. So all we do now is, you see, this is where everybody's getting it wrong. You're getting it slightly skew-whiffed.
Yeah.
So everything that we've been paid has a value of what?
No idea.
Nothing. Everything we've ever bought has a value of what? Nothing. Every taxation that we have paid is what? Nothing. They've stole our gold, 1,340 tons of it. They've stole our money. They've stole our nation, which is us to honour that money. Therefore, the national, what is it, bank, the International fucking Settlement Bank, now has to pay us back the true value of what we have paid them. Because they, under their fucking curable money, curable law, in an act of fraud, treason, deception, deceit, betrayal, fucking, you know, you name it, has now had us working as slaves, being human trafficked, being used as nothing more than aids in their corporate corruption. And the bank's corporate corruption. Therefore, all of them now have to pay back all of the money. This includes the Bank of International Settlement, because you hold the money of England. And we estimate that to be about 500 trillion.
And what would you do if they simply don't pay it?
Well, the point is now we can literally go, fine, you don't want to pay us? That's no problem. We'll do a deal with you. Everything we buy now to keep ourselves going, you will foot the bill because we will send the invoice to you. Or we take over you. And I'm telling you now, the people are ready for a fucking fight. They know it's going to come to this. They know it's going to come to a fight, mate. They know. They just want to know that they've got the law to back them. And the fact is now that once this goes out and it goes out properly, this will be a fucking game changer. Because all we do is once we appoint a monarch, what's Parliament going to do? It has to obey the law. Their own rules state it.
I've got somebody who's volunteered to be king.
Good luck to him.
Well, exactly. Yeah, he wants it, so it's just like, all right, then, mate. You know.
Yeah, but he's got to. Unfortunately, mate, it's not quite that easy.
So he actually says that he's a descendant of James the Sixth.
James the Sixth.
Yeah.
Right. That's great. But he has to understand that there will be changes made. That he even fucking blinks wrong, he'll be executed by either side. That's his fucking. That's the game I would not want. And he's got to have bollocks the size of King Kong. Because this is not going to be a fucking task by any means of a task. Because don't forget, every fucking officer, official in public office is now in fraud, treason, and deception. And they aren't going to fucking lay down. I can tell you that for now.
Yeah. Right, mate. Well, we'd be going for 36 minutes. I need to go back and listen to this, mate. Try and take it all.
Well, you've got to take your what's her name to wherever she's going as well.
Yeah.
So right, give me a ring tomorrow, and we'll have a chat when I've done this.
Excellent.
All right, mate.
Right, have a good one. Cheers,
Bye.
mate. See you, mate.
Bye. Right.
Right, that was awesome. Hope you enjoyed it. As ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.